Good morning, it's Kinninigan. So, I have a conspiracy here. I don't know if I've ever made videos about these. I did have quite an extensive UFO playlist on my first channel, and some of you know that I actually went to Area 51 to film UFOs. Now, these black rings that have been, one just appeared in Kansas, and
So, can somebody tell
let
me
me just turn the volume down here.
what is
I'm going to explain to you what these possibly are,
not use or know how?
and when I learned about this,
One,
this actually comes from another researcher that I had seen a few years back that theorized on what these are.
I haven't ever seen
Basically,
anything
these
like
black
this.
rings, you're looking at a
It's
cloaked
fallen down the chimney,
UFO.
but that is for
What
sure.
happens, they believe, is that
And then just to let you all know,
however these things cloak, now these may be ours. I'm not saying they're aliens. These actually, this is why I said I went to Area 51. Yeah, we have classified craft. But the idea is the gas that you're seeing around the UFO, when they're cloaked, it interacts with the environment and you get this black ring. This probably happens when the UFO is sitting idle. Some have thought maybe it's when they open up portals, but I don't think so. This is not a portal opening. But the black ring, and obviously when the craft is moving, the ring, you wouldn't see it, it would dissipate. But when they're sitting there idly, now as crazy as that may sound, these rings have been seen all throughout history in recent times. Um, they start out as circles, obviously the crafts are round, then they quickly dissipate and become like oblong shaped, and the gas pretty much disappears. But that's the theory on what these are. These are cloaked UFOs. They might be ours. Um, there are a few civilizations here that we share the Earth with that supposedly have craft. Um, Majority of those obviously coming from places like Area 51. Now we've had the triangle um, TR9s, I believe they're called, the triangle anti-gravity ships. They denied for years that they existed, and then you can actually look up the patents to them on Google now. Yeah, you can look up the patents for UFOs on Google. These things always appear at low altitude, like where a craft would be hovering. Now, one of the more recent sightings of these black rings was recently in Los Angeles with the fires in Los Angeles. And someone had noticed a black ring in the air, like this thing was observing what was going on. The aliens are probably sitting there like, humans are stupid. That's why we're not landing on this planet. Like, put the fires out. I'm going to give you a little more backstory about the fires in Los Angeles and Hawaii. There's a woman who's done a great deal of research into the dews that they use. In fact, I'll track that video down and I'll share it with you. It's an interview she did. It's an hour long. She got all the government patents for the basically the dew, direct energy weapons that cause the fires. But here's the alarming thing: in 1898, in the United States, a patent was filed with the ability to make it rain anytime they want it. In the 1898, it was by sending a weather balloon up into the clouds and seeding the clouds. That just gives you an idea of how much, how much. It's another reason why I get so angry with this government. They sit there and let wildfires burn down half of California when they can actually fucking make it rain anytime they want it. That's a whole nother. And obviously, now we don't know if these are our UFOs or somebody else's. Are they from the Hollow Earth? Are they the Palladians? I don't talk about the Palladians too much. There's a reason why. I don't know. However, that is the theory, and these black rings appear a lot, and that is the theory out there is that these are cloaked UFOs, and when they're idle, there's off-gassing with whatever causes the camouflaging. It interacts with the environment around it and creates these quote-unquote black rings. And they're definitely strange. And they've been spotted a lot. And every time they're seen, they make the news. Like I said, there was a recent one. I'm trying to see if the one that was in California recently. Hold on. Maybe we could look that one up. Mysterious Black Ring, LA Fire. Yeah, that one was pretty, trying to see that. So Virginia. Yeah, they try to explain these away as other things, as mysterious black ring appears after explosion. Maybe. But yeah, it's not explosions causing all these. Come on. So that's the theory, is that when these rings appear, that these are probably some type of cloaked craft, and what you're seeing is gases interacting with the environment around it. Definitely strange. They start out as perfect circles, and then they quickly dissipate. And obviously when the craft is moving, you wouldn't see this because the gases would just disperse. They're highly like camouflaged at nighttime. Obviously, you're not going to see black rings in the sky at night. So at nighttime, they're harder to see. But during the day, and these rings have been appearing for quite some time. Now, I'm going to end the video with this. This is where things get really bizarre. Mystosynchronism is one of my favorite subjects. That's hidden symbolism in movies and TV shows. Do you know what alien movie had these black rings in it? The movie Arrival. And what was really... This is such a good movie. I really need to rewatch this because a lot of new movies suck, let's be honest. This was a good alien movie, though. And what was good about this movie is the Cthulhu octopus type nature of the aliens. There might be some more truth in that. And yeah, obviously this black ring symbolism in the movie. Very interesting. Is that a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. So anyway, what do you think the black rings are? Leave me a comment. These things have definitely appeared. They'll continue to appear, and they'll just give BS excuses on what they think they are. Meanwhile, other people have theorized, like I said, that these are actually craft. And the guy that I've seen explained all the science behind it, like how the anti-gravity drives might be working and what types of gases you're actually seeing come off the craft. Obviously, I don't know how anti-gravity drives would work or cloaking drives. But, yeah. Definitely some strange things. And recently, yeah. So, I'll put this as a top comment. This is a black ring that recently appeared in Kansas City. They always start out as a circle, then they quickly dissipate.
Tell me that is not freaking weird. I have no idea.
Nobody knows what the actual gas is. It's not exactly smoke. And whatever it is, it's pretty dense. That was what the guy was explaining before, how it just sits in the air. Whatever type of gas or whatever it is, it's very dense. It might be something that's actually used in the cloaking. I don't know. They're not talking. The aliens aren't talking, and our government isn't worth shit. You know, they yeah. And sorry about my breakdown yesterday. Look, I'm not the only one also getting angry about the gaslighting, about all the Epstein stuff. We were told, Cash Patel, I'll tell you what the red flag with him is. You know, he was on Dave with X22 report quite a few times. I don't trust Dave. And Cash was, I'm going to make the FBI a museum of the deep state. And he was on X22 report months ago bitching about the Epstein files not being released. What are Republicans doing? Someone has the clip of it. And now he's FBI director and whatever. I guess that's... Anyway, whoever has the cloaked UFOs, I hope they're on our side. Just saying. We don't know whose these are. They might be ours, for all we know. They're not talking. Yeah, but you can see these. Mysterious black ring in the sky. Yep, it's a cloaked UFO. Big deal. CERN. How would it doesn't even make sense. How would that be CERN? That's not a portal. So yeah, I'm trying to see if I can see the one that was recently spotted in Los Angeles during the fires, like it was watching it. So anyway, if you could support the channel, I would appreciate it. I got credit card payment due soon, so that would help. And anything would help. I'm always in debt. Anyway, hope everyone had a good Mother's Day. I also got something I said I want to talk about with the Pope. Not this Pope specifically, just any Pope in general. And that's... You can get a good insight as to what the Pope is doing just by the garb and paraphernalia that he's using at the time for specific teachings or rituals, and I'll explain what the symbolism of all that is. I just find it amazing that everyone's supposedly an expert on Catholicism now, when usually most of the time people are telling us Catholics to go screw ourselves. They don't want nothing to do with us. The CIA, when they were founded, they specifically were told not to hire Catholics because they think that all Catholics go to confession every Sunday. Yeah, this is what they believe. This is why I can't take these people serious. Same thing with the Freemason, why you can't be Catholic. They think you go to confession every Sunday, and I'm supposed to take these people serious. Whatever. So what do you think about the black rings? Are they cloaked UFOs? And is this some type of off-gassing that you're seeing for whatever's doing the cloaking? They only seem to appear when the craft is idle. And they appear for a short time and then they dissipate, which is probably why the craft is sitting idling. They're very difficult to see at nighttime. Obviously, this is why they're mostly seen during the day. One at Disney World. Yeah, no surprise. So what do you think they are? You think they're UFOs? Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.